Hello, hello. Welcome to the Gig Economy Podcast, episode 221, I believe. Thank you guys so much for joining us. It's been a blustery day in Grand Rapids, Michigan. 40-mile-an-hour gusts and leaves blowing everywhere. We're supposed to get 40-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow, or gusts tomorrow. So, happy Halloween.
Man, it was a beautiful day here today, but we're supposed to get some thunderstorms tomorrow for the trick-or-treaters.
We got storms in the morning, but then it's supposed to clear out, but it's still supposed to be real windy. So
yeah.
Go to gigeconomyshow.com for anything gig economy podcast related. Patreon members, thank you so much for supporting the show. Samson, Bud, Steve, Omar, Delivery Cats, Frank, Jamie, Tom, Jim, Miguel, Linda, and Jerry. You can join the Patreon, too, and you can get a 7-day free trial. You just go ahead and sign up and, check it out a little bit, poke around, and after 7 days, if you're like, man, don't want it, cancel it. It's totally fine. Actually, if you sign up and then cancel it right away, you get the full 7 days. But if you want to support us in our adventure here, we'd love for you to do that. In fact, tonight for the $10 tier, if you're on that level, you will be able to get a live stream with Larry and I after the show at 9-10 p.m. So go ahead up, sign right now, get the free trial, and then you can get a free episode from us. And you never know, it's a Halloween episode. It could get crazy, right, Larry?
Yeah, you get to hear all the secrets, the behind the scenes scoop.
Way to sell it, Larry. Also, we can communicate through Buzzsprout now. You can send us a text on Buzzsprout. So when you're looking at your podcast platform, there should be right at the top. They put it in there. I can turn it off, but you can text the show. We actually can't text back. It's kind of weird. It's like a one-way. It's like it's like email, but easier, so you don't have to put in an address or anything. Just tap that. You can send us a text. You love the show. The show is bullshit. You guys suck. Bring Jesper back. Like, get rid of Jason. Bring Jesper and Larry. Like, all that stuff. You can do that. So, yeah, just so in your podcast player, right at the top of the show notes, there's a text us from Buzzsprout. Well, I shouldn't say from Buzzsprout, but that's our host, and you can do that. So, also, we have a Telegram group, which is another way to communicate, and Larry's going to tell us about that.
Yeah, so our Telegram group is it's just a way we communicate. You can text, but not only can you do text messages, you can also do voice messages. So if you're out driving rideshare or you're doing food delivery, you don't want to be trying to text and drive because that's not safe. We don't want to be in any accidents. So you can do voice messages. And we just get on there and you talk to people who are doing gig work all over the world. We've got people, California. No, we don't have any California yet, do we? We got Chicago. We have Philadelphia. We have North Carolina. We have a friend in New Zealand that came over for a picnic. We have Jesper, who doesn't ever get on there and talk anymore because he hates us. But yeah, it's a good way to get in there and just kind of not feel so alone while you're out doing gig work.
Oh, man. Jesper gets thrown in the... Oh, did you see him in the chat?
Yeah.
Is that why you threw him under?
That's why I threw him under.
I was like, wow, that's a random JFK.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that if he didn't just pop in the chat. We love you, Jesper.
That's hilarious.
Well, you heard somebody said, hey, Jason is saying that you need to come back and get rid of him. And
that's so funny. Like, he chimed in. I don't know why we don't have anybody from California. We had John McCallion, who kind of just fell off the planet. He'll text me, like, randomly. God, he just texted me the other day.
Steve.
What's that?
Like Steve does.
Randomly. Yeah, no. This is more spread out. I don't think the last time John texted me was like in 4 months. But yeah. Anyways, we don't really have anyone in California anymore. We do have somebody in Las Vegas who gets free money every day. I don't know what her name is, but I don't like her anymore.
Faith.
Oh, it was a joke.
Come on.
Damn it, Larry.
Right over my head.
Damn. Oh, my gosh. What are you, born in the 60s? Jeez. Wait, he was.
I resemble that remark.
So yeah, check the Telegram out. Stories from the road. Jason, 0 again. Other than, Amazon Flex, I did a route last week, and I did one Monday? Yes, what day is it? Wednesday. Monday. Did one Monday. Nothing exciting, just same old, same old. I did try, I talked to Larry today about this. I did try the app Rides with a W, which is a dumb name. Well, hopefully I don't want to be a sponsor, but so I saw somebody post about it. I was like, oh, I'm going to check it out again. So I had already had the app downloaded and I put it in. So I thought it was the driver app, but it was actually the passenger app. So I was like, I'm going to request a ride to the airport. I was actually getting my oil changed at Walmart, not for my car, but for my wife's car. And it said, oh, put a payment information in. So I did, which I was a little nervous about because it's like I'll probably never use it, but I did. And it let me request the ride. And it timed out after like a minute and a half. And it said, hey, we couldn't find a driver. Do you want to try again? Otherwise, we're just going to not try again for you. And, of course, there was no driver. So I was like, oh, shit, are they live in Grand Rapids? And I'm like, I'll try it out. Like, even though I'm not doing any rideshare, I'll throw it on for a night and try it. And nope. Went in there, couldn't do it. Said the closest was either Chicago or South Bend. And when you clicked on those times or that city, it says, are you confirming that you're willing to drive? Because they know where I'm at to South Bend and or Chicago. And of course I said no. So I don't know. I think I'm going to reach out to them. I'm curious why they would allow, like, it was like a full functioning app for the rider. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it here. I'm gonna download it tonight and see if I can request a ride here.
I mean, according to their app, it was only like, or on their website, it was only like Austin, Texas, South Bend, and which is very strange. Like, I feel like one of the developers has to live in South Bend or something, Indiana, because who the fuck cares about South Bend? I mean, no offense if you're from South Bend, but and then Chicago and like maybe one other city, but
weren't they one of the ones that went into Minneapolis?
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't listed.
Really?
Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to email them just for pure curiosity, just to see what's up with them.
Because, maybe like come on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I want them to, yeah, maybe that'll get them to come over here. Because like I said, I'll try anything. Now, the cost for the ride was $35. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Rides gives you all of it, right? And you just pay a subscription fee.
I think so, yeah.
So that was going to be a $35 ride. Now, I'll let you know on an X from Grand Rapids, or I was in Granville, is like I would get like $11.
Really?
Yeah.
That's significant.
So, I mean, I'm poo-pooing rideshare, but if you're going to pay me $35 a ride, his fat ass is going to be out there doing some rideshare.
I hear you, man.
And in the airport's not even that long of a drive. I mean, it's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Yeah, so
that's not a bad drive.
So for $35 though, I mean, that's more than XL.
Yeah.
That's probably more than, well, I don't know about black. We don't have that here, but yeah. Anyways, so there's my little tidbit for you. Larry, how was the weekend? Looks like making some cheddar again.
Saturday was another good night. Like I said, the past few weeks we've had this weird surge going on. So I just when I got home from work today, I was like, I'm just going to pull down some stats. So I put these in a document. Just from this is all from Saturday night. So I did 31 trips on Uber. I think I did a few Lyft, but I pretty much don't turn it on because it's surging like $1.50 on Lyft and much more than that on Uber. So I did 31 trips. Out of those, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looked like 8 of those had surge. So here's the surge trips I got: $24, $27, $27, $9.50, $17, $27, $14, $6. So ended up $151 was surge, was all surge money. And then out of those 31 trips, because people always ask, what percentage of people tip? Well, out of those 31 trips, I had 14 people that tipped.
So almost half.
Almost half. It was 45%.
What the hell is going on there?
Yeah, I made $58 in tips. So I ended up the night just on Uber, $429.
What in the hell?
Yeah, that was and there wasn't any really huge events going on in town. There was one big Halloween party at a place called the White Squirrel Brewery, and I did like, I don't know, probably a dozen trips at least there, dropping people off and picking people up. But it's weird because it'll surge in these specific spots. Like the first part of the day when it was surging, it was out in front of on our main road we have, which is Scottsville Road, which is where all the restaurants are. And then the second part of the night, it's this little one specific spot over by these apartment buildings right next to campus. So you just, see that surge going, turn the app off, drive over there, turn it on, get the $27 or whatever it is, and then go get a ride. And sometimes I might have waited 10, 15 minutes for a ride even. It wasn't like I was doing, back-to-back rides. I don't know.
Couple of things. We used to do that back in the olden days. When we had that multiplier. I'd turn the app off and drive to that area.
Yep.
Another thing you could have done, did you have Eats on? Because that'll stick you to an Eats.
No, but I that's a good point. I never even think about Eats.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you have a sticky surge, just to flip it over, you still made a shit ton of money. I mean, it's not, but I mean, you may have been able to flip it over a little quicker.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I would have turned it on, grabbed the Uber Eats order, done it, turned it off, and then waited to do it again. I wouldn't keep Eats on the whole time because I bet that would fuck your algorithm.
Yeah, and that's what I was doing. Like when I'd get a ride after, I learned a long time ago, you don't turn it off until you start the next ride. But as soon as the passenger's in and I start the ride, I'll go ahead and put, last ride. I'll turn Uber off. And so then when you quit, you look and see if there's a surge going on. If not, let's turn it back on. But if there's a surge, turn the app off, go find it. And there was maybe a couple of times that by the time we got over there it wasn't there, or it was a little lower or something like that, but for the most part I was getting those. And I look tonight, they're having these stupid Wednesday night football games this year I don't like at all. This is the second one. Then they had one on a Thursday night, which I can tolerate, but Wednesday night, no. So I looked, I was coming home from work today, $30 surge over by campus.
Did you try to grab it?
No, because I had to go pick up some stuff for my wife for her Halloween party at school tomorrow.
Oh, I would have on my way. I would have been like, go make a quick.
I wasn't even. It was the other side of town.
Okay.
5 o'clock traffic. It wasn't going to work. Plus, I had to get back for something. This podcast.
Oh, whatever. I can do it solo. It's just not going to be as good. Well, I hope it continues. It's very strange. I mean, those are in the sticky surge era. To me, those are huge numbers. I haven't seen anything bigger than that.
Yeah, it is. It baffles me. Like I said, for so many years, we would it was a like seeing Bigfoot to see a surge here.
Yeah, you talked about it.
Many years I talked about it, and. So I'm, it's weird. I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to take advantage of it because, I'm sure day of reckoning is coming. So make hay while you can. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so strange, and like I know you've probably racked your brain about it the last couple of weeks. Like, why no surge, and then all of a sudden, like crazy amounts, like not even trickling in.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. It's just strange, and We've learned that there's a lot of times there's no way to figure out the rhyme or reason of what goes on at Uber or Lyft.
Yeah, like same with Amazon Flex. Sometimes the rates are great, and if you take advantage of it while you're there, but don't expect it the next day.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't have to even do a route if your name is Faith.
God damn it! Jeez. Anyways, gig economy in the news. She's paying her mortgage on free blocks. So we have literally no videos and no pictures tonight. So, I think that's almost a first. So woman stuck in Dubai's desert orders camel via Uber, internet calls it crazy. Now I did watch there was a video, but it had music on it, and I got to find a way. I wonder if there's a way, this is totally sidebar, if I can strip music from something and keep the I'm sure there's a way to do it. But
I'm sure there's some software that can do it.
Well, yeah, because I saw there was one video. I don't know. It could have been for something else. Oh, it was. I was starting to collect some Waymo videos, and there was one where the lady posted it, and it had music, but the news posted it, and it didn't. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, well, no, that makes sense because they probably gave the news the raw audio, right? Because they reached out to her. So, anyways, sorry. Shut up, Jason.
Yeah. It's all right. Yeah, no, I know there's software out there that will do that because you can. I remember seeing software where, like, if you wanted to do karaoke, you could strip the vocals out.
Oh yeah, but is it something that's free or something that I can afford?
Probably not. Probably not free. I don't know. We'll look into it. How about that?
Yeah, you look into it and let me know.
Do that. Yes,
so yeah, she wasn't stuck. I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, it looks
real. Story either way.
What's that?
It's a good story either way.
Yeah, it's funny. Fascinating video circulating Instagram shows two women stuck in the desert in Dubai desperately seeking rescue. After their vehicle broke down, the duo found themselves lost in the vast, arid landscape. In a bizarre twist, one of them opened her Uber app, only to find an unexpected ride option, a camel. After booking the unusual transport, they were stunned when a man arrived with a camel, introducing himself as Uber camel driver. One of the women hopped on, seeming thrilled by the unconventional ride. As the camel approached her, the friend exclaimed in astonishment, "We actually got lost and ordered a camel." Then the dumb woman, sorry, no offense, could have been a man. It has nothing to do with gender. The woman ordered the camel, asked the man, "What do you do for a living?" And he replied, "I drive Uber camel. I help people who get lost." The driver explained that he specializes in assisting stranded travelers in the desert. I mean, maybe, but how does their internet work out there? That's what I'm wondering.
Starlink.
Yeah, that's true. The story quickly gained attention on social media. Users were left amused and stunned by the clip, while some questioned its authenticity and called it a fake and staged video. I don't know. I mean, it
probably was.
It probably was.
Still, it's a good story.
Oh, and then a fifth commenter said, there's a road behind you. You say you're in the middle of the desert and lost. Well, they probably didn't mean like literally in the middle. Their car broke down, so there's got
they had to be near a road.
Yeah,
I mean, they weren't driving their car out in the sand.
Yeah. That's a dumb thing. Like they didn't say they were like, what was that? Is it? I don't know. I'm ripcording, but it was something with Star Wars. They were in the sand for I don't know. Oh no, it was Spaceballs. Do you remember watching Spaceballs?
A long time ago.
And they're combing the desert with actual combs, and they're in the. Oh my God, this is such a long pull. But if you know Spaceballs, the movie with Mel Brooks, at one point they crash land in the desert, and all the characters are walking, and they're hot, and oh my God, it's so bad when you don't get the joke or know anything about it. Here you go. This is your homework, Larry, and everyone listening. If you've not watched Spaceballs but like Star Wars, you'll laugh your ass off. I totally believe it stands the test of time. So,
well,
apparently, if you're in Dubai and you get lost, you can. I want somebody to fact check it though. I want to know if it's actually true. But you want to do that?
Sure, I'll research that along with my other homework.
Yeah, you got two to research. So
all right,
moving on. Since you don't know Spaceballs, and I'm sad.
Yeah. Okay. So this story shows a picture of a DoorDash driver walking out to do his deliveries, and he's driving a Cybertruck. So somebody took pictures of it and started a big debate. Claiming that DoorDash drivers must be making bank because he's driving a Cybertruck. So yeah, she said $120,000 vehicle doing DoorDash. Now I've seen it all, she said. So, some of the discourse back and forth, they're saying just because he's doing DoorDash doesn't mean that that's his full-time job. He could be, a software engineer making big money and have a Cybertruck. It really doesn't define you just because you're doing, a side gig. Because, they also did some research, said according to this report, 40% of Americans currently have a side hustle. Jeez. DoorDash is one of the fastest ways to begin a side hustle thanks to its quick sign-up process and fast payouts. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people doing some gig work for sure.
Well, I looked it up. You can't lease a Tesla either. So if you see this, they've bought it. I just Googled it because I was always curious too, because there's a guy in my neighborhood, not my neighborhood, the neighborhood I drive for school bus, and he's got one of those. I'm like, I mean, the house that he has is nice, but it's not like, I mean, it'd probably sell right now. Well, my house would go for like $350, but it would probably sell for $500. Like, it's not crazy, and but he's got a Cybertruck, and I'm just like, you actually dropped $100,000 on that bitch? Like,
I mean, some people are, car people are really into it. You see people with, living in somewhere that doesn't look like it's a really great, desirable place to live, but they'll have a really nice car outside.
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of weird.
Some people are just, vehicle people. That's where they want to invest their time and money.
Yeah, what's crazy is that I still can't get over that 40% of Americans currently have a side hustle. That's quite a bit.
Yeah, well, 92% of statistics are made up, so
100% of the time.
100%.
But yeah, I mean, maybe he is doing it because he's like, yeah, he makes decent money, but he wanted a Cybertruck. I mean, I just hate him because he got a Cybertruck. I wish he would have got something like, I mean, it's just the Cybertruck. I don't hate on Teslas. I really like Teslas, but the Cybertruck, it's so ugly. It's so just stupid. Yeah. It's like Elon woke up one day and he's like, I'm 6 again. I'm going to draw this up and I'm just going to build it because I have $46 billion. I think that's what he did.
Well, yeah, you can do that when you got as much money as he does, I guess.
Right. I mean, and that's the thing. Even if I had the money to buy a Cybertruck, I wouldn't buy a Cybertruck.
No. I mean, any vehicle, I'd have to have a crap ton of money before I'm spending $100,000 on a vehicle.
Okay.
It killed me to pay what I paid for my Camry this time.
So if money wasn't, no, I shouldn't put it that. If you were like your net or your assets, like your liquid assets was like $3 million, what car would you buy?
I'd have to really think about it.
Really?
I'm not a car guy. I don't have any. I can't think of any vehicle. I'm like, oh man, if I had enough money, that's what I would buy.
But you don't see anything driving down the road and just be like, God, that thing is tits. I would love to have that.
Not really, to be honest.
That's funny. And that's fine. A lot of people aren't car people. I mean, clearly,
I'd get my pilot license and I'd buy.
But that's not on the table.
Well,
cars is on the table.
You got the money. If you got the money, you can.
We're not expanding. This is my hypothetical.
I'd be doing my gig work. I'd be doing Uber Air.
I give you 100 flights and you crash that fucker.
It could happen.
It could happen. It happens every day.
I know how to skydive. I'm good.
Right. Have you been skydiving?
Yeah, like 25 times.
Man. Real? Hold the phone. Hold the internet. Really?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like a seasoned sky. Like you go by yourself then.
Oh no! I never got my license.
So you're always tandem?
No. It was by myself. Yeah,
that's what I meant.
I ended up. I did like 24 jumps or so, and then I kind of got out. And then my little brother, when he turned 21, he wanted to go. So me, him, and my sister all did tandem jumps together. But yeah, the other 24, I started out doing static line jumps. You're just like the military, you're hooked in. As soon as you jump, it's pulling your ripcord, and then you start doing like 3-second delays and then 5-second delays. And I think that's where I was when I kind of got out of it.
So that was a military thing, or that was
no. These are all sport.
Okay,
sport parachute jumps up in Bardstown, Kentucky.
So, tell me about. I know we're I'm just like, I can't believe you did that. How exhilarating is it?
It's something I always wanted to do, and finally this place in Glasgow, which is about 35 minutes from here. I saw something in the paper somewhere. This guy's opening a skydiving school. So we ended up going there and did my first jump. I mean, was so excited to jump. I was so thrilled. Turned out this guy, horrible. They shut him down because I literally did like a 2-hour class and went up and jumped. And then the next time after they shut him down, I went to Bardstown, which had been open for like 20 years. And like the school was like 8 hours,
Oh, wow.
So he didn't really teach you anything. But anyway, the first time I was thrilled, accelerated. The second time was the time I got scared. I was like, you know what? I did this before and everything went fine. Am I pushing my luck now?
Okay.
But loved it. Never really had, the only time I really got nervous though, is when you climb out on the strut. We were flying in little Cessnas and beach nut planes. And, I was going out one time and the strut comes out to the wing and they actually have you grab the strut and then you kind of just let go and you're kind of holding on to the strut and you look at them. They say go and you let go. Right.
And you just, okay. So you're kind of like this.
Yeah, you're just kind of. So I climbed out and I was getting ready to let my step off the step. So I was, flying behind the plane. The guy's like, he's like, look at me. He's like, don't do anything that I don't tell you to. He said, everything's okay, but when I went out, like the door is above you, raised up, and the door handle had gone through my strap on my chute.
Okay.
So I was hooked onto the door, which is dangerous because if that chute comes out, it will, like I've seen stories where people's chute came deployed inside the plane. It'll rip you right through the wall of the plane.
Oh my God.
When that chute catches wind. Yeah. It's very bad.
Oh my God.
So he eased me back over, got me untangled and everything was fine.
Okay.
But that one was a little,
and then you still went up again.
Man. Oh yeah. Still went up like probably another 15, 20 times.
Who would have known?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Well, I'm pretty shocked. Like, you don't seem like an adrenaline kind of junkie to me, but
no,
that's great.
I mean, I used to ride motorcycles, used to jump out of planes.
Yeah. Wow. I'm too much of a chicken. I would never do that. I'm too scared.
Yeah.
But
it's a blast. I mean, it's definitely a weird experience. You're up there and you're looking out and you're like, this is, it's just not natural.
Yeah. What am I doing?
Yeah, but man, it is exhilarating. It is a rush.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, speaking of rush, nope, not a segue. So Amazon, as we know, is trying to take over the world, but this is talking about them shutting down a service. So they're shutting down the speedy brick-and-mortar delivery service. These are the ones that if you are a flex driver, you see them and they're absolutely trash. So you're like going to the mall and you're picking up 2 deliveries and delivering them. So it's basically what like Sephora or stuff like that, where they can get the customers their stuff quicker than like buying it off Amazon. So, which I didn't know, but a lot of these bigger stores have stores on Amazon. And so you go on there and buy it, but then they're like, hey, do you want to get it delivered in like, an hour instead of waiting for the next day? And that's what it is. And they're getting rid of it. I don't think I ever did a retail, but I still see them on there quite a bit. But they're like $20 an hour. And then there's a lot of driving. And what's happened is it didn't take off as much as Amazon hoped. So they're paying these, which is not a lot, but it's a lot for Amazon to pay somebody $40 to deliver 2 things.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're usually like 2-hour blocks. So they are going to be shutting down on December 2nd. And I guess they'll be able to fulfill orders until January 24, or the bulk of the program be shut down. So they got basically till the end of January. So they laid off a bunch of people. What I didn't know is that Amazon, the new CEO, which I forgot Jeff Bezos stepped down, since 2022, this Andy Jassy has been on a campaign to cut costs across the company rapidly. Mm-hmm. So apparently he's axed several projects like telehealth, which I think they just launched that in the app, of a video calling device for kids and a roving treasure truck, which there is a hyperlink there, and I need to look at what that is because that sounds fun.
Yeah.
So apparently he's trying to clean it up. What's the funny part is like a week ago before they talked about this, they were actively recruiting more retail stores. So, I mean, it's one of those, him and one other person probably knew about it and then no one else did.
Yeah. Like, welcome to the program. We're shutting
done.
it down.
We're done. You're done.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. But yeah, the last part of the article says the service skewed more costly than traditional delivery routes where flex drivers can fill up their cars with packages from an Amazon warehouse. One of the people said Amazon Today routes, which the company calls retail deliveries, did not usually fill up a driver's trunk, making the program less worthwhile for flex contractors. People still took them though. I mean, they wouldn't stay long on the app. The people would take them. I'm like, I don't know if you're new or you just don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, Amazon's cutting a bunch of shit. So
shutting it down.
What would you like to see? Do you have Amazon Prime?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you like to see Amazon do? Like what would be like a game-changing like service that you'd be like, okay, me personally, while you're thinking about it,
Yeah.
and this sounds so bad because people are going to hate my guts when I say this, but like, I want to get all my groceries from there.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to, I mean, people shop for it now, but like, I want it delivered with my service because we can get it delivered through Instacart or ship, but we got a tip. The prices are more, that charge more in the store. I want something that I don't have to like tip on and I can just get it delivered to my house.
That would be nice.
I mean, they have some groceries, but I want to be able to pick and choose. Like, I want one Cherry Coke 2-liter. I want one green pepper. I want one like that, just like you do regular grocery shopping.
Yeah, not a case.
Not a case of peppers, a case of cherry cola. No. What about you? Anything that sticks out that you would just absolutely love?
I don't know. We don't really have. I mean, we order Amazon, but that's about really the only thing we have delivered.
Yeah, I do like the Amazon Pharmacy. I like that
we haven't tried that.
So they'll use insurance or their price, whatever's cheaper. So I have autofill on. I don't even have to think about it. They're going to give you the cheapest price, and my stuff varies. It might be $4 cheaper. It's not like it's huge amounts of money, but
still it adds up.
Yeah, it adds up. I don't want Amazon to take over the world, but I like the convenience it offers currently, I guess.
Yeah, that's the struggle.
Yeah.
The struggle is real.
It's a double-edged sword for sure.
It is. Yes, definitely.
Moving on, Larry, want to talk about Lyft getting fined?
Yeah, Lyft fined $2.1 million for misleading ads about how much drivers could make. Shocking. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I'm so upset.
So the FTC announced Friday that rideshare company Lyft agreed to pay $2.1 million, which, is a drop in the bucket.
I don't know. It might not be for them.
I mean, definitely they don't have the same scale as Uber, but I still don't think that's, to me, for them, it's probably not as significant.
No.
Anyway, agreed to pay $2.1 million as part of a proposed settlement that requires it to change how it advertises driver pay. The company routinely advertised that drivers could make specific hourly amounts. We all saw these ads all over the place. So in one instance, claiming earnings of up to $33 per hour for driving in Atlanta that were not based on an average, but based on what the top fifth of drivers, so the top 20% made. So they're taking what the top 20% of drivers made and say, oh, yeah, you can make this, and they also included tips in those figures. So they overinflated the actual earnings achieved by most drivers by as much as 30%, said the FTC. The company now must base potential pay claims on what drivers typically make instead, and they can no longer factor in tips as part of stated hourly pay. It's illegal to lure workers with misleading claims about how much they will earn on the job, said the FTC chair. We're going to keep using all our tools to help hold businesses accountable when they violate the law and exploit American workers. So, yeah, they show like 4 examples of the ads, like a Facebook ad. Drivers earn up to $44 an hour in San Francisco, or drivers are up to $43 an hour, in Chicago, or, the $37 in Atlanta. So, yeah, we've seen, I've seen these all over the place, and you always wonder how they get these numbers and what they're based them on. Apparently not what they should be based
bullshit
on. Yeah. And they also promoted earnings guarantees. We've all seen this too, and always cautioned about it. So it said they promoted earnings guarantees, such as one promising $975 for completing 45 rides in a weekend. But this misled drivers who thought they would be getting that as a bonus on top of what they earn, when it's actually a guarantee. If you do those 45 rides and you don't make $975, Lyft will make up the difference. It's not a $975 bonus on top of what you make. And we all know people who have fallen for that.
Honestly, I think that's on the driver. That's not super hard to figure out. You just have to read. Now, again, there are obviously people that can't read English, and hopefully they can get it. I mean, I don't know how the apps work, if it's in a bunch of different languages, if you're able. Well, yeah, it is, because you can be Chinese. I've seen like screenshots of that, but I kind of feel like it's on the driver a little bit, right?
There is shared responsibility for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But we all know it can be misleading when you first, used to glance at it. So it says, in a statement on its website, Lyft highlights changes it has made recently to tell drivers how much they earn. It says it's committed to following the FTC's best practices. Yeah. And the settlement comes 2 years after the FTC announced it was going after gig companies for unfair, deceptive, anti-competitive, and otherwise unlawful practices.
I feel like a lot of companies, especially lately, have kind of been doing shady, like hiring stuff, like posting about, make $23 an hour, $25 an hour, and then you come to find out, well, you get paid 20, but if you do these steps and you don't take the insurance and you get this extra cash, you can make 25 an hour.
Right.
So it's kind of like
go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's just kind of like, well, yeah, if all the moons and the suns align, then
Exactly.
then yeah, we get 25, but chances are I'm going to start out at the base and that's where I'm going to be stuck at for a bit.
Yeah, that's all. That's kind of what I was going to say. Yeah, if you stand on one foot and you hop 3 times and you turn around and do a backward somersault, you might make the 23, but otherwise you're not.
Well, I'm glad. I mean,
Yeah.
these, as much as it sucks that they did this, it's good that people are. I don't mind class actions when companies are being shady. It just doesn't bother me.
Yeah. They need to. Somebody needs to be watching over them. There needs to be watchdogs to combat stuff like this.
Yeah, because otherwise they'll run rampant. They just will. They're definitely not, the Boy Scouts that you wish they were. So
No doubt. Far from it.
right. So we have a Waymo story, which is not something that the Waymo car did, but so these parents shun Uber for Waymo for a built-in safety feature. So we talk about a lot of time kids ride in the cars and Ubers, and they've now created a teen account, which has a lot more access for the parent. Like they can listen to the audio inside the car. They can do all kinds of stuff. But the thing what's happening is a lot of these parents are skipping the Uber because they're worried about a sketchy driver.
Sure.
And they're throwing them in Waymos.
Yeah.
Which seems weird. Like, I mean, I'm a techie parent too, but I don't know if I'd throw my kid in a Waymo.
I mean, what happened if, just say their car was in a wreck? Is the kid going to know? I mean, are they going to freak out? Are they going to know what to do, or what's going to happen?
I mean, are the chances really low? Absolutely. Well, I mean, car accidents happen probably every minute of every day.
Yeah.
But I mean, the chances are probably low. But one of the big issues is Waymo doesn't want that. You have to be 18 or with an adult, which obviously.
Right.
But I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of, like we talked about last week, I think you're going to see a lot of women using Waymo. I mean,
sure.
I mean,
yeah.
get rid of the kid part, but I think just in general, I agree. Like, I could never. I mean, if Waymo was safer, if I was more confident with its service, I might do Waymo with my kid over than Uber because I don't have to worry about a driver.
Yeah. I would tell my, daughters to take a Waymo instead of an Uber, especially when the technology gets better.
But here's the thing, too. Let's say you send your 13-year-old daughter in a Waymo, right? Somehow someone breaks a window and is able to get into it. Again, these are such low chances, but it could happen. I mean, look at the tagging that happened. I mean, all it takes is a little window punch. You get in there, you pull that kid out. At least with a Uber driver, you have a fighting chance of being rescued in an accident. Who knows, especially thinking about an accident, if another driver came up, they don't know if anyone's in there. Like, it just is a whole bunch of issues that arise.
Yeah. Stuff you got to think about and consider.
But I think as an adult or like a higher teenager, like 17, I would rather send them in a Waymo than a regular Uber. Cause God.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, I know, our youngest daughter who, should be, just turned 22. She went to New York a few weeks ago and she was there and she was taking a Lyft back to the airport. And, she shared her ride with me so I could watch what was going on. And, she didn't have me on the phone like some people do, but I was watching it, making sure everything was, they were progressing the way they should be and things like that.
Yeah.
Because even at that age, she worries about it.
Yeah. What do you think about them offering that audio I said surveillance because then that kind of like will trigger people. But that audio option for like anybody, like if I want to, my daughter's 22. She had a little bit too much to drink, and I put her in a car. I want to listen to the whole conversation. I mean,
I think that's fine.
I think that's fine too. Like if the driver knows that that's part of it and he opts into it, then I think it's fine because
the driver is probably recording them. So
true.
If I'm recording my passengers, I don't care if they record me or
no. I just wonder. I think that's only the option if it's a teen account. I don't think you can do it as like
a regular account.
Account.
And mentioning the teen accounts is funny because I guess the last update or whatever I got from Uber, I guess turned on my teen account.
Oh yeah, it does. It fucking does that without you doing it.
But the only ones I had like 3 on Saturday, but they're all college kids who aren't 18 yet. I guess they're 17, but at college.
Okay.
And, so they have the Uber teen account just because they're not 18 yet. But it wasn't anybody. I didn't have any that were, because I didn't even notice it, and I probably missed some even.
Oh God, yes.
There were just 3 that I noticed. Oh, that says Uber teen. I think all 3 of them that had to do the PIN code.
Okay.
On those 3, but I was like, oh well, if it's just going to be, college age kids. I don't mind doing that. So I don't know. I'm gonna leave it on for a little while and see what happens.
To me, I'm all about the transparency. As a driver, I don't feel threatened by being recorded. Like I want everyone to know what the fuck's going on. Like
exactly.
Even if you're a 60-year-old woman or a 13-year-old, kid, like I want everyone to know what's going on. I don't care that there's cameras. Like,
I'm fine with that.
I know a lot of drivers in the busing field, when those cameras started coming in, they didn't like it. And I'm like, well, what you doing on the bus? Like, I don't like it because my boss is cool. If I dropped a random, like if somebody stopped short, I might say, fuck, like that. I wouldn't get in trouble for that. But I know a lot of people don't like those cameras. And I'm like, I want it in there.
Yeah.
I want to be not sued for some bullshit or get fired for some bullshit that didn't happen.
Yeah. I think it's much better chance of doing me good than doing me harm.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Again, Waymo cars in the news again. I didn't, so I created a document for what we talked about last week.
Oh,
There's not as many on there as you think.
Yeah. I think we just focus in on them, I guess.
Yeah, I think it feels like it's probably once a month.
Yeah, that may be right, but I know that they're definitely we've talked about it for years. The self-driving car. I remember us talking about it when we first started driving. But it's becoming it's really starting to happen now. I know in Austin, I think I read the other day it was either Austin or maybe one of the California cities. They're doing 100,000 rides a month.
Yeah. That's a lot of rides.
That's a lot of rides.
That's a lot of rides. I really do think it's coming, and especially in the warmer climate. I still got a hard on for snow because I'm like, I know it's going to be too much trouble. I just know it. And so I think that saves us a little bit up here in the northern climates.
We'll see.
I mean, I just think, I think so. I know it's coming. I think in the bigger tech cities like Austin and San Francisco and LA, I think you're going to see, within a year, I think it's going to double the amount that they're doing.
Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I try not to get too worried about. I'm not even doing rideshare, so it's like it's kind of a moot point for me. I'm actually more excited to be able to send that fucker out and not have to do anything. Like that's what I'm excited about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? Like I can sit home and send it out. Like hell yeah.
Go make me some money, boys.
Yeah, go make me some money. Like let's go. All right, moving on. Legal rideshare. I think this is our last week. I think we were only going to do it for a month, but I want you to check them out. Speaking of like liability and all that stuff becomes a problem when you get in an accident. They have a YouTube channel. Please go subscribe to that. And they also have a podcast called This Week in Rideshare. This is the lead attorney right here, but Legal Rideshare is one of the first law firms, probably one of the only ones, to focus exclusively on Uber, Lyft, gig workers, those kind of things. Their consultations are always free. LegalRideshare.com or 312-767-7950. And, of course, their podcasts. Check them out. If you get in an accident, please make sure that you call them before you do anything. Like before you call your insurance company, call them. They're going to talk to you on the phone. They're going to find out, okay, what's going on in your and they'll give you the directions to do. Like that's what they do all the time. Don't try to like, oh, I'm 50 and I can do this. It's like, okay, yeah. No, I mean, when you're doing it for work and you have other people involved other than yourself, get a fucking attorney.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's just not worth trying to do it by yourself. You may miss out on a ton of money. You may miss out on a lot of stuff. So just please go ahead and call them.
Yeah, I mean, free consultation. You can't lose by doing that.
Larry, I'm mad at you right now.
Are you? Okay. Well,
okay, because this is your story, and I said there's no pictures. This is a fucking picture that we need to have. Like, I don't read all the stories. God dang it. All right, I'm pulling it right now. You can start talking.
Pull it right now.
You can start talking.
So the Lyft driver gets stuck on the stairs at OU campus following his GPS. So, and of course, this reminds me of Michael Scott driving his car.
Oh my gosh, yes.
On The Office. So early Tuesday evening, a would-be Lyft ride culminated in the driver's vehicle getting stuck on stairs in the middle of the University of Oklahoma campus. There it is. The driver navigated until his car got stuck on the stairs to the east of Evans Hall, which is OU's administration building. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Ewin. How do you pronounce that? Ewin?
I'm not even.
I don't know. Ewin Fortner. Anyway, the Lyft driver said he was only following his Lyft GPS to pick up a student from a nearby parking lot. He said he's only been a Lyft driver for a month. I think he needs to find another job. So Fortner pulled onto the campus sidewalks using the entryway on Elm Avenue, which houses the Department of Biology, then followed his GPS toward the library and proceeded through a narrow walkway between the library and Evans Hall. It was my fault, Fortner said.
No shit, Sherlock.
No shit. Oh my gosh. The OU Police Department responded to the incident, called a record service to move his black Mazda CX-30 off the steps. The OUPD allowed Fortner to drive off campus himself. OUPD Lieutenant Kyle Hewitt said he has never seen this happen before on campus. This should have been a self-correcting problem, he said.
So, first of all, I look at this picture, which I can bring back up. I mean,
what are you doing?
Where's the football guys? They could have lifted that thing off without a wrecker, first of all.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's not that bad.
I just need to push it back a little bit before you get some traction.
So the weird thing is, like, no, I'm not throwing them completely under the bus. So we have Grand Valley University here, and they have these weird, like, you can drive on them, but I don't know if you're supposed to.
Yeah, Western has the same thing. WKU has some of those spots. There's been a time I'm driving, I'm like, this is wide enough for a car, but I don't think I'm supposed to be here.
Well, there's no signs to prevent you to go on it. So, like, I think they may have them on there for move-in day.
Yeah.
Like, I literally think, and obviously for people to walk on, but I really do think they have them on there so that you can drive your U-Haul up when kids are moving into college.
Right. But so I'm with you as far as being on those paths. But when you see steps like this, I mean, come on. When you see steps like that, what are you thinking? I'm going to drive my car down these steps?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, you're right. Maybe he's like, well, I'm wide enough to get through. But then he moved out of the way for that bush.
Bottomed out so bad on that.
Oh, my God.
Funny story, though. So Western Kentucky University, their nickname is the Hilltoppers.
Okay.
So the top of campus is on the top of a hill. Bottom of campus, way down at the bottom of the hill. So many sections of steps if you go from the top of the hill to the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
When I went to school there and lived on a dorm, I'd get off work late at night. I had a motorcycle then, an off-on-road motorcycle. I would ride the steps
Larry,
from top of the campus to the bottom of the steps.
Larry,
it was so much fun.
Freaking rebel.
So much fun.
Oh, my gosh. That's amazing. So was it like... That. So with you had like just like a dirt bike or like a regular?
No, I mean it looked like a dirt bike, but it
Okay.
had the lights and stuff to make it street legal, so they called it on and off road. It was Yamaha 350.
Yeah, I definitely see those around here
350.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's what I had.
those don't have like smooth tires. They're kind of a little grippy.
They got the knobbies.
Yeah, they're knobbies.
No.
Oh my!
So yeah, I would
God.
drive the stairs all the way down.
Did you ever
like
try
3 in the morning?
Oh gosh, did you ever try to see how many you could jump, or did you just ride them straight down?
No, I never jumped them because you never knew when there's going to be people there.
You're
even late at
20.
night.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Mister, I jump out of planes.
Yeah, but didn't want to land on anybody.
That's amazing. Well,
So
yes, that is that guy's fault. He, you know.
So I can understand being on the path. I can understand that completely. But when you see steps like that,
but why? Yeah, he probably
look at where he's at. I mean, he might have been close to being able to go down those, but
that's what I'm saying.
He ran right over the corner there.
Right. Well, he got out of the way of the bush. If that bush wasn't there, he probably moved over a little bit and then was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I think I'd rather brush against the bush there. Than,
I'd always like to brush against the bush.
I set you up. So
I always love it.
That's what she said.
You knew it even before I started.
I did, man. I did. I was like, "Oh, I'm setting him up here. I'm teeing him up."
Why do these always happen at the end of the show? Like the last time when you got me.
Save the best for last.
Oh my gosh.
Goodness.
But yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. Oh no, although honestly, even that path doesn't even look that. I mean, it's barely wide enough for the car. The ones I'm talking about, and maybe at your university too, they're quite a bit wider than that.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, there's plenty of room for a car on some of them. But anyway, the moral of the story is, I mean, GPS is a reference. Use your common sense. Look out at what's ahead of you. Don't just be staring and following at GPS blindly. If you see steps like that, turn around, back up, go another way.
Yeah. Hey, Larry.
Yes.
You are welcome to yell at me because I forgot to pull my own picture. What is wrong with me?
What is going on?
What is going on?
What did Megan do to you this weekend?
No comment.
Your mind.
No comment. No comment. All right. So Amazon driver wrote on my porch railing with a Sharpie. Here we go. This is hilarious.
Oh, my goodness.
So I was not home, but saw the Amazon driver looking around to confirm my house number from my Ring camera. I live in a townhouse, and the house numbers are only on our garage doors, which is stupid.
Yes.
My garage door happened to be up at the time of delivery, and apparently once he confirmed my address, maybe with a neighbor or by looking at the old order of homes next to mine, he took it upon himself to use the Sharpie to write, in quotes, vandalize my house number on my porch railing in permanent blue Sharpie.
Ooh.
So, bless this guy for doing that. I wouldn't do it, and you are in the wrong, and you're probably going to get in trouble for that because that's not your right to do it. But I understand his frustration.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anytime you're trying to deliver or even pick up passengers, and there's no numbers, the GPS is usually pretty good, but especially in an apartment like that, or, where there's no numbers or they're very hard to find, they're not lit up, things like that. It makes it does get frustrating.
Yeah, it does. And I know the GPS is really, at least on the Flex app, it's really good. If you're going slow enough, if you're flying up to the address, it takes a little bit to catch up and you might pass it. But if you slow down in the way you should, it should be fine. One of the comments says you can cover it up with some address numbers.
Winner, chicken dinner, right there.
So you can give awards on Reddit and actually cost money to give them. He's got 8 of them
I would imagine. Yeah,
I mean,
best answer there.
Yeah, it's tough, and somebody even talked about like working with EMS. It's like, and I don't even think they get GPSs. Like maybe they do now that it's there, but like. I feel like Amazon does the best with getting there, but yeah, you shouldn't write on it though. It's not your place to do that. I mean, that's not a good way to combat it. I don't know. I would prefer you knock on the door and say, "Hey, I really can't find your place." It would be really helpful if you could like put some address is on there.
Yeah, why not just mention it to the people or leave a note, saying, "Hey, I had a lot of trouble finding your address. Could you please put up some numbers so the next person doesn't have to deal with that."
Part of the problem too is I think it's on the townhomes. I mean, they're the ones that need to provide that. Like I've pulled up to apartments and condos, and they're just absolute trash with numbers.
Yeah.
Like if I ever owned one, I would be like, oh God, you're gonna know where the fuck you are here. Like, you know what I mean? Because the struggle is real.
Yeah, big neon signs.
I don't know if I'll do neon, but all right. What do we got? 57. Nah, let's just do both of them.
All right.
Both of them are pretty good. So
this is a 29-year-old Uber Eats driver is accused of spitting in a customer's face and stealing their spooky season decorations after she was confronted for stealing food from their order. So this Uber driver was arrested, taken to jail, charged with 1 count of robbery, 1 count of grand theft. So what happened is this lady ordered some Uber Eats, and she noticed that her delivery driver, she must have been looking out her window, waiting for her delivery. She saw the delivery driver removing food from the bag and eating it. So when she went outside, she saw the suspect also holding a sign that said "Happy Fall, y'all," which was one of her decorations that she had on her house. So the victim removed the sign from the suspect's possession, and the suspect began a verbal altercation with the victim, and then spit on the victim and continued arguing. And immediately after that, so the victim, held the sign up and retreated back to her doorway. And the suspect then grabbed a decorative garden urn valued at $10 and began walking to her vehicle. So the victim, the suspect, also allegedly loaded a decorative column from the victim's property into her car before driving away. The woman then noticed she was missing other decorations from outside her home as well. All told, the alleged stolen items totaled $300. So the victim called the police, told them that that the person who stole her stuff was an Uber Eats driver, and also gave her a description of the car. Didn't take the officers long to get to that person's home, where she confirmed that she did deliver food to the woman's address. Said the physical description given to them matched the suspect, and they found some of the stolen stuff at her address.
What is people are literally on crack. Like, I don't understand people's why.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Doing? What is the point of all your shenanigans? Are you just mentally unstable? Is that the issue?
Yeah, because how do you think this is going to go? You're eating somebody's food and they come out and you're holding one of her signs you're going to steal. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? They're just going to go, "Oh, here, let me load up some more of my stuff for you." Merry Christmas.
The thing is, obviously she saw him, but one of the crazy things is the amount of people that do stuff with cameras. Like, they know.
Yeah, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah, totally. And then they just still do it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, people just don't care.
Yeah, for sure. Well, don't be a dick and don't steal stuff.
There you go. And don't spit on people. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. It's technically assault. So, wrapping up, this was a DoorDash driver, and I found something out interesting in here. So, because I'm not, this has to kind of do with their large order program, more of the catering part of it. So it was a lot of work. She says after he picks up an 1,800 Panera order and has to set it up an office party when she sees the tip. So what would you think a good tip was? She set it up. Now I'm going to read the story, obviously. And it's $1,800 grow or whatever. But what would you think a good tip of that would be? She spent 20 minutes setting it up.
$1,800. Maybe $100.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, I know what it is.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not going to do so. She couldn't wait to see the tip. There's a lot of views on the video. Again, there was some music. She's like, just want to show you guys what I've been doing for the last 15 or 20 minutes. Having just loaded the order in her car, cardboard boxes, a large tote full of food. Her trunk, back, and seats were full to the brim. An $1,800 order. She mentioned what do you think the tip will be? And then she mentioned, I don't deserve this tip. She says, people at Panera deserve the tip. I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. Why are you making a video then? So it took me a half an hour to bring it in, set it up. I had big dreams. I'm like, oh yeah, 20%. And what's 20% of 1,800? Larry, what's 20% of 1,800?
$360.
Correct. Good job. And her tip ended up being $50. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, what I didn't know that DoorDash, so like one of the questions, are Dashers required to set up catering orders? Apparently they'll get like $3 extra for setting up large orders on location. I wonder if it tells you, well, yeah, it probably tells you like, right, you have to, you got to set up coming. So here's an extra $3. I might decline those.
Yeah.
Like $3?
$3. I mean, that doesn't go very far.
No, I mean, the delivery fee is $2.50. So $3 more, like,
yeah,
nah, I'm good. So yeah, she got $50. I think that's fair, even with spending 20 minutes setting it up.
No, yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I'm not saying that's a BS tip or anything. You just hope when you see that big money and you spend some time on it, you're like, oh man, maybe they'll tip really well. Give me $100 or something. But yeah, I think $50. I mean, even if it takes you an hour, $50 an hour, we do that all day, every day.
Yeah, I think the big thing is people start thinking that you should get 20% when getting delivery. Yeah. That's not it.
That's not the way it works.
No, I mean, and even 20% at a restaurant, that's fine because they're getting $2.52 an hour. Mm-hmm. Now you're only getting $2.50, so I guess you can kind of the same principle. I don't know. To me, 20% just seems too much for delivery. Like if the guy's driving 3 miles, I give him $5. You know what I mean? Or right. $7. It doesn't matter if you have to carry 3 bags up to me or 2 bags. It's literally the same amount of work.
Yeah,
it's really based on mileage. If he was coming from the airport, I probably would tip more.
Right. No, for sure.
I don't know. I think 50 is good, but I think, her saying that Panera should get it. Well, no, they get their hourly rate. You should get the tip because that's what you're doing. Why are you promoting Panera to get the money?
Yeah, that's a weird comment.
Yeah. Well, we found out in this world that gig workers are weird.
We are some weird people.
And I am included in that. So
yes, we are.
All right. Well, in 5 minutes, we'll be on Patreon. So you can still join patreon.com/thegigicon podcast to shoot the shit, talk shit about Jesper and all that.
We love Jesper. We love Jesper.
He's not on right now.
I know he's not, but
he's not on. He's probably already tucked in with a glass.
I'm not saying it just so he hears it. I'm saying it because it's true.
Oh, I don't love him. I'm saying it because it's true. Just kidding. Anyways, as always, don't put up with anyone's bullshit.
We'll see you on the road.
This podcast is produced and edited by Hey Guys Media Group. Want to start a podcast? Check out heyguysmediagroup.com.